venture through England, through France and through Spain. I'll venture through England, through France and through Spain. My life I'll venture on water.
It started in 2018 when it was just a west. We just saw it. We asked the council if we could actually use it for a garden, and we cleared it. And that was so our first full year was 2019. That's one of the local councillors. Yeah. We wanted to sustain a place that can demonstrate how you can actually garden in an urban area without soil in containers. So something like get an edible container kind of garden to work through. So you got that kind of thing. So we built and sustainable. So we got a load of pallets given for free and wood. So we actually built all the containers, and then to start with we had to buy some compost, and then we start making our own compost. So our goal is to actually get a sustainable green space in an inner city area where to show people how they can actually grow their own food. Also, it helps to if you can actually. This is a garden design. There's somebody in a wheelchair, so the size of the pallets are wheelchair friendly, so you can actually move around in that wheelchair and do the actual garden that way. So those sorts of things. So it was, and the idea would be to give. But at the moment we started because we had time. We put a proposal into the council to improve Braunstone Gate as a road, and it was going to take age before any decisions. We had what we're going to do. So we saw this space. We'll make use of this space. So we had a thing. So it was like brightening and greening Braunstone Gate. So the area could have a green space and a community garden. So it is. So that was up until 2019. So we enter every year a competition called It's Your Neighbourhood, which is run by the Royal Horticultural Society Britain in Bloom thing. So we started off with just a little herbird on the other side of Braunstone Gate, next to the Foss taxi rank, which is where we got these cuttings from. So we start with that, and then we took over this. So we get last 5 years, with the exception of COVID year when nothing happened, we have actually got a level 4 thriving award. Level 5 is the top award you can get. So we had a level 4 award from Royal Horticultural Society for the garden from 2021 on 21, 22, and 2023. 2020 because of COVID. So during COVID, we lost a lot of volunteers because of COVID, sadly, or people who did pre-COVID didn't come back. So during COVID, it was just me on my own, but going out to get me exercise, as you were allowed to go out and do my exercise, and then when you could have 3 people, meet with 3 people outside. Then there was a couple of students who were living on the street. Came and helped out, but they didn't. When they left De Montfort, then it's part of the problem. It's a very transient community. Yes, the people who live in the area don't stay. They're not permanent residents, sadly, or not for them. So we just keep going with whatever. So we've got there's only 3 of us left who were here at the start. Regular, there's I would say there's about 4 or 5 at maximum volunteer work in the garden, and that is over the winter period. Then it is generally like working on the making the compost, which I can't do with my physical disabilities. But so we got the compost making. putting waste cardboard on top to stop the weeds coming through on the bare soil. But the only thing we've planted in winter was the onions, garlic, and shallot, and broad beans. So they're the only things that we've got growing. We got some seed. We started sowing seeds last week in the greenhouse. So we started sowing seeds. So it's basically just weeding and clearing. It is the main, like most gardeners in winter, but it's keeping. So we got a general kind of level of thing. So hopefully we'll start off some seeds, so that we'll fill in. If you come back in June, those beds will be full of vegetable plants and different varieties. So there'll be a rotation. So the things get moved. So not in the same bed every year. So things get moved from bed to bed. And so come back in June, then from what we grow in the greenhouse from seed will be in things. So we get one bed of beans. There'll be a bed of brassicas, which is cauliflowers, broccoli, kale, something like that. There'll be a bed of carrot. There'll be some carrots, and one bed called which will actually be a mixture. Will be sweet corn, squash, and beans, which is called the Three Sisters, which is it's a plan for the native indigenous population in the United States. The native population that would grow just to actually, so that the squash just covers the ground, stops the weeds coming through, and the beans climb up the sweet corn. Use and that they work well together. So that would be what you get if indigenous population. That the current sort of European population in the United States probably wouldn't know anything about, or probably wouldn't actually. When they're eating McDonald's, they wouldn't actually know anything about what would be the actual indigenous kind of food to work through. So I'm fairly clear. So we've got those kind of levels of things. But sadly, I mean, if we had more volunteers, we could open it up more often. But that's the escape thing, is we've had difficulty recruiting, because there is not a, let's say, what you say, a clear community feeling in Braunstone Gate itself. Because I think it's more because people are transient, so they don't. So we've got some people who will pop in periodically and know, but others might come along if there's an event, like today, but wouldn't come down. But we do what you can, and we've kept it going since 2018, so it's like 6 years on minimum. Well, we've had access. We have to put in bids. For instance, I put in. I haven't done anything back, but I put an application just for sort of things like some seeds. So we get access. So you can get some. We can actually put in bids to the council for some money here, and so we've had all our tools came. We put in where is it? Well, I can't remember. It's gone there too. Oh, there it is. For a tool share. So basically that's still there. So people can actually borrow garden tools from us. So we got the money to buy all the tools from the council. Put in it's called ward funding. So in any ward, you have to meet certain kind of criteria to get there. So you just put that into your local councillor, and that gives it a thing. So that those sort of areas, the Royal Horticultural Society, sometimes we have some funding streams. So it's a case of just having a go and applying. And it's partly because whether you But when we first started, we had lots of money through the People's Health Trust, so a large national health charity. That lasted right until COVID. And then COVID came along, and the big charity, of which we were just a small local group, disappeared. Now it was a big charity called Sustrans who were involved in the street project, but they went off. So we just left those local residents doing a bit of what we can, and whatever money we don't need a massive amount of money. It doesn't cost a lot, because seeds and stuff are reasonably. You can get seeds for reasonably. We got all our expensive things. So when we got money, we spent it on our capital, so the greenhouse and the shed, and water butts. So we're actually self-sufficient in water, but with the exception of the year when we had the two summers ago, when there was a drought in Leicester, so that our water butts were empty. So it was really that was the hottest summer in my 65 years in England, but it was a real hot summer. So with climate change, we're going to get that drier, wetter winters and drier summers. So it's almost like storing your water for when it comes, and being there, but to avoid using tap. One thing, I retired, and I like. I mean, goal in terms of actually sustainable food growing. So I've got my own allotment, but I thought, well, if I can get something, and try and get other people involved. But that bit hasn't got, so not many extra people have come along for the thing. So it keeps me busy in terms of when you're not working. So it came along at the right time when I was available. Just take it as it comes. Really, we've got So we got that kind of to try. Ideally, is if we could actually get some more time. We've got some more regular volunteers, and we could do a lot more, and that would be able to open up. At the moment, it is we're going to open up when I'm free to come down, or the key holders are free to come and open up and spend time here. But that is and if we could open it up all the time, that would access to more money, because we could actually be a pocket park. Because if it's open during daylight hours, like all the parks in Leicester are, you can get money. We can be a park. So what they call a pocket park, and that would be. We just need a lot more people, or probably slightly more, let's say, trusting. Could we say, to leave the gate open, and without fear of it being vandalised or stuff. So that for me that would be. It is reasonably, but in the sense it's leaving it open as to whether or not we could. And there's a lot of fly tipping on the streets around here, so people just dumping rubbish, and that's part what one of the fears we'd have of leaving the gates open when there's nobody here. The people will just come along and just dump stuff, which is a sad state of affairs in terms of the local people are not really sort of looking at their own so let's see how we go. Really, it is.
My life a venture of water remains.